Welcome to another episode of the Black Rock International Burner Hostel. Today's topic, bicycles. As we spend a great deal of time, effort, and resources on the maintaining and upkeep of these modes of transportation for your pleasure, there's just a few things we would like to go over with you. First, we would like to thank all those volunteers that stopped by this weekend to help us unload, repair, and reload the bicycles into the U-Haul. As some of you know, we have had to purchase a U-Haul specifically for the transportation of these bicycles. That being said, if you plan on borrowing one of these bikes during the Burning Man weekend, we ask of you, if you plan on going to the middle of the desert, don't just leave the bike there. If you plan on going visiting another camp, don't just leave the bike there and expect it to get back to our camp on its own. Every bike we're missing, you're depriving somebody else of the usage of it. If you borrow a bicycle and it gets a flat tire, a broken chain, some kind of damage, don't just drop the bike and take another one and expect somebody else to fix it for you. Take the time, the effort to get somebody to help you, repair it yourself. Be courteous to your fellow campmates. If we continue to have issues with bicycles as we have in previous years, we will just have to figure out another way to deal with these bicycles next year. I would like to take the opportunity now to ask of any of you that can stop by the hostel and volunteer some of your time, whether it be for repairing, cleaning, painting, packing. We can use all of your help. Thank you, and see you on the dust.
We did it! And we can take it down to the recycling centre and get rid of them. Again, it's Kiwi here, standing in the back of our U-Haul. Well, we're going to rename it. It's a U-Haul truck, but it's painted white on the outside, which you might get to see later on. So we're going to go for a new name instead of the U-Haul. But anyway, I'm with a whole lot of bikes here. We've just loaded all the bikes up onto the back of the U-Haul. We are now ready to fill the last space in with whatever necessary containers that we can get on the truck. And once that's done, we close the door and forget about it and go on to the next project. And here it comes, Irish.
Yeah, I want to add something actually for this year. These bikes are a pain in the ass. So therefore, if you break a bike, please fix it yourself, because it's not fair if you start breaking bikes or losing bikes. And suddenly you have used up 5 bikes, and that's 4 people that you fucked over. So please take care of your bike.
Yes, it's
that's
very
all
important.
I have to say. It's very, very, very important. It's one of the biggest. It creates lots of small, annoying problems for a large number of individuals if you leave a pile of wreck bikes all over the place. Yeah, that's it. Bike.
Yeah, and we, just thinking on bikes, of course, we have not had in the past decent bike racks or stands to park bikes in the camp. It's a work in progress at the moment that we will have a parking area very similar to what they have in centre camp. When you arrive in centre camp, you've got all these bike racks to park your bike or whatever.
Hi, I'm Paula, and you have probably seen my introduction, and it says Empress Rosa. Today I don't have any roses on, but normally when you see me on the playa, covered in roses or rose clothing. I have been camping with Fred since 2000, when we first met, and that was way back before we were a hostel. And now this makes my 8th year with him and 5th year as doing the hostel. So originally when I came, I would do a chill palace called the Rose Palace in our camp setting, but now I'm doing that off on the playa, so we have more room in camp. And I am just so happy to be back, and I last year took up the leadership of the kitchen, and we'll be talking to you more about that in another fabulous interview. And I'm just happy to be back.